Hey guys, Harry here and welcome to Real Madrid's January 2015 transfer target. So at the time of the video, all players have been linked to join Real Madrid. However, please understand that at the time of you watching, this may be different, possibly because the player has an injury or they've already transferred to a different club. Now Real Madrid have also had an outstanding season so far. They're currently on a 21 win streak and in the Club World Cup just beat Cruz Azul 4-0, so doing very well and have few weaknesses in their team. But we're going to look anyway at some of their possible transfer targets, starting with David De Gea of Manchester United. Now he's been an outstanding form for United recently, made 8 saves against Sterling, I believe 5 of which were against Raheem Sterling, who just couldn't seem to finish because De Gea was in his way. He's been a large factor in Manchester United's recent success, 6 wins in a row, and Real Madrid have been heavily linked with a large bid in the summer. Not likely to happen in January, but it could do in the summer. Obviously United want to keep hold of him, but you know, if the bid's big enough, they might let him go. If not, probably one of the best keepers, well definitely one of the best keepers in the world at the minute. Not sure about the best. Him and Neuer seem to be very close at the minute, we'll have to see. Still very young, 24 years old, and should be the Spanish #1 in upcoming years. Moving on to the next player, who is Marco Reus of Borussia Dortmund. Currently injured, but nonetheless a world-class player. Plays on the wing normally, but can play as an attacking midfielder in a more central position. Would have been an integral part of Germany's World Cup squad, but again was injured. 25 years old, lots of pace, lots of skill, lots of trickery, very good finisher of the ball. Has scored 33 appearances in 60 league appearances for Borussia Dortmund, which is an outstanding record, a goal every 2 games pretty much, and would be a great signing for Real Madrid. Although obviously they've got Ronaldo and Bale, so I don't really know where he would fit in that team. Moving on to another player that's had a very good season, Raheem Sterling of Liverpool. He's a winger. He was born in Jamaica, although he plays for the England national team, and he's 20 years old, still very young. Played very well against Manchester United, although just couldn't seem to finish it off. Has been linked recently with a move to Real Madrid, but I'm not sure it's going to happen, to be honest with you. Again, the problem with Reus, where would he fit in? Obviously he's probably not better than Ronaldo and Bale at the minute, so you can't really go in the wings. In the centre attacking mid position, you know, you've got Rodriguez. I just don't see where he'd fit in. At the minute I think he's at a good club with Liverpool and should remain there for future years. Moving on to a goalkeeper who struggled this season because of Courtois, who's took his position over at Chelsea. This is of course Petr Cech, born in the Czech Republic. 32 years old, so getting on now. He'll want to be playing every game, but obviously that isn't happening at Chelsea. Obviously a legend of the club as well, but you know, he's not getting any game time now, so might want to look for a move, and Real Madrid would be a good club with him, although he might not get game time there, so we'll have to see what happens. Obviously he's barely playing, so he'll want to move. Moving on to the 5th player, which is Kevin Strootman of AS Roma. This guy's been heavily linked with Manchester United as well, because obviously they're a bit weak in that area, but could be a good signing for Real Madrid as well. Only 24 years old, missed out at the World Cup under Louis van Gaal's Netherlands side because of a serious injury. Plays in central midfield, normally quite defensively. Very good passer of the ball, very good defensively, very good all-round midfielder. So yeah, Real Madrid could make the sign. Obviously they've got Cruz in that position at the minute in the kind of centre mid role, just keeping the ball going, but you know, this would be a very strong signing for Real Madrid. Moving on to Mats Hummels of Borussia Dortmund. He's been heavily linked with the likes of Arsenal and Manchester United in recent years as well. Very good centre back, played an integral part in Germany's World Cup winning side, 26 years old. Very good passer of the ball, positioning is one of the best in the world. However, at times you can see he's got a bit of a lack of pace. Some players can seem to just outsprint him fairly easily, but as I said, his positioning tends to make up for that. Real Madrid, they do have some good centre-backs, the likes of Varane, Pepe and Ramos, but Pepe's getting on now and Varane hasn't really sealed his place in the club, so Hummels would be a good transfer. Moving on to the 7th player, which is Christoph Kramer, again been linked with a plethora of Premier League clubs. Plays for Bayer Leverkusen at the minute, on loan I believe, and is a defensive midfielder. He was born in Germany and is 23 years old. As he said that he's happy at Leverkusen, but you never know, if Real Madrid were to put in a massive bid, obviously he'd probably love to go. He's very good at interception, very good at passing, very good at tackling. He's an all-round midfielder. It's just his shooting really that he needs to work on, but that's not really his job in the team. It's more just to cover at the back and make interceptions when needed and passing, but would be a very, very astute signing for Real Madrid in years to come. Moving on to the penultimate player, which is Lucas Silva Borges of Cruzeiro in the Brazilian league. He's a midfielder also, can play just in the centre of midfield, but also mainly as a defensive midfielder. Very good player, very good passing, very good tackling. Only 21 years old, has also been linked with some German teams and Premier League teams. He's that kind of player that just sits in the hole in between the midfield and the defence and just keeps the ball ticking, keeps the tempo as the team wants, and would be a very good player. He's not your typical Brazilian with lots of skill, but would be a very, very good player. Barely gets any goals, but that's not his job in the team. And then finally, it's Eden Hazard of Chelsea. Now there's been a rumour going around that Real Madrid would sell Bale to United and then get Hazard, but I don't really understand that. Bale's been brilliant for Real Madrid from what I can see, and it kind of works with Bale on his left foot cutting in from the right and Ronaldo on his left cutting in from the left, so I don't really see why they would do that. Obviously Hazard is an exceptional player and would get into any team in the world, I believe. Plays as a winger normally, or a centre attacking mid for Chelsea. 23 years old, has been rumoured to signing a new contract soon with Chelsea, so that would delight the Chelsea fans. But as I say, he's a Belgium international. I just can't see that transfer happening. World class player, but why would they sell Bale? He's been absolutely magnificent for Real Madrid and scored a goal in the Champions League final. So that's the video, guys. Obviously a lot of these transfers, how can I put it, probably won't happen in January because of how good Real Madrid are doing. They don't really need to strengthen the team, to be honest. Of course they don't. They're on a 21 winning streak. But you know, a lot of good players here who they could get in the future. That's the video, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and goodbye.